Hello, everybody. How are you tonight? Hello. How's the salad and bread? Good? Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our 2023 Pasta Festa Living Treasure Ceremony. It is great to be back here honoring those who have given so much to our community. This year, we are honoring Betty Hadlock, Rolly Hine, and Maureen White.
Hello, James.
In case of emergencies, if we need to evacuate the building, we can go out the back or over to my left, which is maybe your right, left, depending how you're sitting. So we can evacuate that way or out the back. Restrooms are just outside these doors, or if you go out into the main hall, there are some down that way and some that way. I would like to start off with the Pledge of Allegiance, if you'd all rise. The flag is over here. I pledge allegiance of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. As it's tradition, we have our raffle. I hope you had taken a moment to check out the prizes. We have a couple of ladies floating around selling tickets. We will sell more later if you didn't get a chance. What you do is you take your tickets, you rip them in half. You keep one side, the other side would go in individual bags as you see fit. All right. I want to welcome our first selectman, James Zeoli. And State Representative Kathy Kennedy. State Rep Mary Whalen was here. She had to go to another engagement. Whelan, thank you. James Maroney, Senator James Maroney, he's with his children on checking out colleges, so got to do that. And Representative Charlie Ferraro also had to be at other places, so we're very thankful that Kathy Kennedy, Representative Kennedy, was able to be here with us. Thank you. And tonight's event's being filmed by Chris Kelly from OGAD, so thank you, Chris. Next, I'd like to invite our new Director of Orange Community Services, Stacy Johnson, up to do our invocation. Stacy comes with a whole plethora of experience. She's a wonderful addition to the team. We're very thankful to have her. Stacy, would you like to?
Welcome.
Chris, you broke it.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay, good. I'd like to start off with a quote. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Words spoken by Helen Keller. It's so wonderful to see you all here tonight. It makes the heart fill up with joy. It really does. Tonight we gathered to celebrate three special individuals, and we'll hear all about them in a moment. These three individuals have chosen to make their lives all about giving back. Your presence here is a testament to the love and the connections our living treasures have inspired. Honoring others is important. It reminds us to be grateful for those around us. It may also encourage us to give back to our community in ways we may not have thought we could. I always say, careful, the spirit of giving is contagious. I know this to be true because the spirit of giving is alive and well in the town of Orange. The town of Orange cares deeply for its residents, and the residents care deeply about their community. I challenge all of you to let the actions and deeds of our recipients serve as a reminder to us we do not have to go it alone. because together we'll always go further. I'd like to take a moment to remember those who are sick, who are in need of healing and not able to be with us tonight. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy. Thank you. Well, we'll have more remarks later on. So next, let's bring out Lassie's, and they are serving. So perfect. Let's enjoy our dinner. I'll be back. Is it good? Delicious. I would like to introduce the first selectman. He's going to come up. Mr. James Eoli, say a few words.
I hope it wasn't my car. I parked on the grass. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Living Treasures Awards and the Pasta Festa. What, I need the mic? It's on. It's on. Yeah. They say it's on, so. But anyhow, I thank Dennis Marsh and Stacy Johnson and Jess and Jen and all the rest of this committee that have done a wonderful job putting this enjoyable affair on for you tonight. I thank Lynn Plaskowitz, who's around as usual. She always has to be in the kitchen somewhere. But truly, it's a wonderful event, and you honor three very deserving recipients. Yeah, go ahead, that's fine. Go ahead. Your mother's gonna spank you later. But, Betty Hadlock has given and given and given to this community. I think you're still on the Board of Ed, right? And the Garden Club, and the Lions Club, and taking care of Kevin, and, who's also a living treasure, I believe. I think we attended yours a couple of years ago. So truly, congratulations, and it's nice when family joins you. It's always a treat. So I think she was getting nervous as those chairs sat empty for a while. That the traffic in Southern Connecticut, we all know it well, brutal. And then of course, Maureen, surrounded by friends and family as always. She's one of my outstanding library commissioners, but more importantly, friends of the library, who is amazing. If you ever want to see a group, and there are some others in here of that group, but if you're not part of that group, you gotta go there sometime and watch them sorting through the piles and piles of books that people donate and all. And just when you think it's done, more come in. But that Friends of the Library group with their book sales is quite a benefactor to the library. And, Maureen has done that for how many years now? I mean, long time. And truly, to you for all that you do and have done and continue to do, congratulations. Well, that's the ladies, and now I'm on to Rohi. Oh boy. No, I'll keep it nice. Rolly, congratulations. You are extremely deserving. You have done much for this community, whether you were a 10-year-old shoveling sand off the back of a truck when they used to plow snow in the days before Sanders, and the young men of that Hine family were taught to shovel the snow or the sand off the back. There's a picture that hangs in the town hall of his father plowing town roads with a road grader with horses. I don't know if Rolly ever had to take on that job, but I don't think it would have been the most fun. So, when Riley thinks he has it bad putting down asphalt now, hey, ain't nothing, Riley. You got hydraulic equipment. So it's truly, truly an honor after you and your family's 380 plus years of service to the town. And if you look at the wall in the town hall and some of the other things around, you'll see the name repeats quite a few times. I could probably still use you as a kind of the overseer down on Lambert Road if you're looking for some part-time work. But truly, Rolly, congratulations and well-deserved. And it's nice to honor all three of you for this great awards that you are for your giving to our community for years and years, all of you. Truly thank you, and thank you everybody for being part of their lives tonight. I think it means the world to all of them. So thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Well said. Thank you. So Rolly, Betty, and Maureen join a wonderful collection of living treasures, and I hope I find you all. We have some gathered here today. We have Miss Suzanne Anderson. Please stand up and acknowledge everybody. Marianne Bauer. Nancy Beck. Emma Cazacrio. Kevin Hadlock. Marianne Miller. Pat Miller. Gail Nixon. Fred Turner. Lee Turner. Did I miss anybody here? Who we got over there? I can't see. Knight? Oh, Nancy Nyan. I can't see you, Nancy. Where are you? There you are. Now I'm feeling better. Did we get everybody? All right, beautiful. Thank you. Now, some of our living treasures have passed on, and we're very sad to say. Our dear friend Don Lewis joined them this year. We have, I'd like to remember Walter Besputa, Joe Cazacrio, Hannah Clark Russell, Mary DeVito, Charlie Flynn, Bob Federo, Ronnie Hendricks, Margaret Howland, Mary Jewell, Harry Jones, Don Lewis, of course, Elmer Manley, Anita and Al Pole, Lucy Cecilia, Dr. Edmund Tucker, Dr. George Whitney, and of course, Pat Zioli. We'll remember them fondly. So next up, I'd like to see if Charlotte Putney would like to come on up and read Betty Hadlock's biography and help present the Living Treasure Award to her. Charlotte.
Hi, so I'm Charlotte Putney, as you just heard, and I'm Betty's oldest grandchild, and I'm touched that she asked me to read her bio tonight. So Betty Hadlock has been described as having the same energy level as the Energizer Bunny. Frankly, we think such a description gives the bunny too much credit. After retiring 10 years ago from a very successful and joyful teaching career in Region Number 13, Middlefield and Durham, she joined the Orange Historical Society and soon became a member of the OHS Board of Directors, a position she continues to hold. She has participated in a wide variety of OHS activities, including working at the Orange County Fair, assisting at hearth-cooked meals, coordinating communications between the Garden Club of Orange and the Historical Society, and frequently working at the Academy Building on Saturdays. Speaking of the Garden Club of Orange, Betty joined that organization in her second year of retirement. She's plunged into many of the club's projects, including the planting and weeding of Garden Club flower beds at the town green, helping maintain the herb garden at the Stone Otis House, and helping decorate the assigned room at the Francis Kellogg Estate in Osborndale State Park and the town library each holiday season. She also helps at the Garden Club's tent at the Country Fair and the annual May Market. She currently serves as the recording secretary of the Garden Club and recently became the club's incoming vice president. Betty is a longtime member of the Orange Lions Club. For several years, she co-chaired the Lions' biggest fundraiser of the year, the annual spring wine tasting. Betty has also developed and chairs the Vision Screening Program for preschoolers and elementary school children in Orange. She spends countless hours each year in coordinating and actively participating in the children's eye screenings. Each year, several dozen children in Orange are identified as needing follow-up care from an eye doctor due to the Lions Youth Eye Screenings. More than 800 youths are screened annually by the Orange Lions. Betty has served as an elected member of the Orange Board of Education since 2015. Now, in her second four-year term on the board, she serves as chair of the Policy, Personnel, and Transportation Committee and as vice chair of the Curriculum Committee. She plans to run for re-election this November. In addition, she is an active member of the Orange Democratic Town Committee. As a member of the Connecticut Audubon Society, Betty has been an Osprey steward in the Citizen Science program for several years. The nest she observes and submits bi-monthly reports on is located atop the cell tower at the northbound Grassy Hill Road entrance to Route 15. Now an 8-year resident of Fieldstone Village, Betty has become an integral part of the social fabric of that community. She's a frequent pickleball player there and serves on the village's enrichment committee, which identifies individual and small group speakers and entertainers to enrich the lives of the residents. She also actively serves as a member of the community's governance committee. Betty and her husband of 52 years, Kevin, have lived in Orange since 1981. Their 4 children, Jennifer, Michael, Kate, and Karen, all attended Turkey Hill School and Amity Junior and high schools. Betty is devoted to her family. This grandmother of 7, all of whom live out of state, is happy to drive to Massachusetts, where 5 of her grandchildren live, to visit them frequently. Further, she accompanies her husband to doctor's offices and Yale New Haven Hospital frequently since he underwent major heart surgery 8.5 years ago. She provides him with extensive TLC at home. Betty has a wide circle of friends, all of whom appreciate her helpful nature and her ready smile. She's an asset to every part of the community that she touches, which makes her a true living treasure of Orange. Come up, Betty.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to both Maureen and Raleigh who are also being celebrated here today. And I'd like to thank the Community Services Commission for this incredible honor. I'm humbled to join the amazing honorees of past years. Thank you to my family, friends, neighbors, and colleagues from different organizations, and my wonderful husband of 52 years, Kevin, for joining me here tonight. Living in Orange since 1981 has been a joy. Our 4 children, Jennifer, Mike, Kate and Karen are here today, all received a great education in the Orange and Amity school systems. Kevin and I had lots of fun coaching them and watching them participate and compete in various activities and sports as they grew up. But once the 2 of us were both retired, and our children were settled and busy with careers and raising families, all outside of Connecticut, we made a decision to stay right here in Orange. We love our town, we're active in our church and many fine organizations. We have many friends here, both old friends and new friends. It's my distinct pleasure to work along with so many fine people and be a contributing member of this great community. I just pray that I can continue to be an active, involved citizen of Orange for many years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Betty. Next, I'd like to invite up Wendy Kriz to help us honor Rowley and read his biography. Wendy.
My brothers are coming too. If I didn't say it out loud, they wouldn't have done it. Those guys have better eyes than I do. I can't do it without my glasses. So when I started writing this, I had to ask my dad some questions about, facts and stuff, and he asked his wife, Jean, sorry. He asked his wife, Jean, if I was writing his obituary. I didn't think of it at the time, but it's kind of convenient for when the time does come. Sorry, Dad. In case anybody doesn't know, I'm actually Rolly's daughter and youngest child. The two boys, everybody knows Rolly has the two boys. This is Tommy, this is Jake. So our dad, Roland Hine, Rolly, is a lifelong resident of the town of Orange. His ancestors arrived in New Haven in 1639 on the John Davenport ship, which qualifies him to be a member of the National Society of the Sons of the American Revolution, or SAR for short, which was founded in 1889. Is that not working? I'm just too short for it, sorry. Oh, thank you. So SAR was founded in 1889, and it's a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization dedicated to promoting patriotism, preserving American history, and promoting education to future generations. Dad is a lifelong member of the Orange Congregational Church, where his mom was a Sunday school teacher for many years. He was a staff sergeant for the Connecticut National Guard. Following in his grandfather's and father's footsteps, Dad served on the Board of Selectmen for 10 years in Orange. His grandfather, Walter Hine, served as first selectman from 1925 to 1945, and his dad, Arnold Hine, served as first selectman from 1947 to 1961. Dad was also an active member of the Orange Volunteer Fire Department for 34 years and is still involved as a non-active retired member. He chaired the annual carnival committee for how many years, Dad? 8. For 8 years, which still today is the Volunteer Fire Department's largest fundraiser annually. As a founding co-member of the Orange Agricultural Fair, along with many other greats from town that have been a part of this whatever. You know why we're here. In 1975, Rolly played a significant part in providing a substantial town event that's still hosting and entertaining thousands of residents and visitors each year. His legacy is being carried on through some of his kids and grandkids. Roland was a 50-year member of the Little Wheel Shriners. He participated in and entertained many parades to raise funds for the Shriners Hospital throughout Connecticut. He was also a free member of Masons for 55 years. Freemasonry is the oldest fraternal organization in the world. A Mason is taught to be a good citizen, to be of good character, to care for those less fortunate, and to give back to the community. When I was little, when Dad was getting ready to go to his meetings, I would ask him questions about, what do they do? And for the longest time, I thought he was going with Fred Flintstone to meet the Grand Poobah at the Water Buffalo Club. I was sure of it. Secret handshakes, all kinds of stuff. It was so fascinating. Dad is very proud to have been involved in the Rotary Club, where he worked faithfully to raise funds for more than 40 years. He volunteered at fundraising events, including the annual Lobster Bake and Mother's Day Rose Sale. The Rotary Club of Orange annually provides more than $30,000 to area charities and organizations every year. He was always deeply involved in the Orange Historical Society to ensure that the history of his cherished lifelong roots were preserved and remembered. He attended regular monthly meetings for decades and also donated many articles to the museum. Dad committed countless hours to these committees and events while providing for his family as a self-employed local business owner in town and then running the Town of Orange Highway Department. As you can see, there's never been a more proud, more devoted, dedicated, and committed resident for any town than our dad was to the Town of Orange. We're very honored to be his kids, and we love you. His knees are a little weak. Not because of my speech.
I get a nice family photo? I get a nice family photo. Want to come over here, Jake?
Where are we going? Oh, you're counting on Timmy? Thank you.
Well, thank you all for coming tonight. It's a nice honor. I appreciate Wendy for talking and giving me a nice little speech there. And I want to thank my wife, Jean, there for keeping me alive and taking care of me all these years. Thank you.
Ooh, the microphone's finally in the right spot for me. Very nice. Thank you, folks. All right. Well, we're up to Maureen White. I'm sad that Jim couldn't be here with us today. I'm sure he's feeling better, and we'll get him back. Sue von Rapstein Lutzow. Got it right? She's going to say some words for Maureen and help us celebrate her.
Maureen White is my mother, so I'll refer to her that way going forward. My sister Carolyn and I consider ourselves very lucky tonight. We are the daughters of 2 living treasures. My father, James White, is unfortunately not here tonight. He was honored a few years ago. He had a warranty expiration in a body part, and he is at the body shop getting that fixed. And he's very sorry he can't be here, but he's very happy to know that my mom is being honored as a treasure. When we moved to Orange about 40 years ago, it was the first time we didn't have a move-out date on the horizon. We had moved many, many times for my dad's work over the years. So the idea of putting real roots down and having a lasting community connection was very new, but also very exciting for my mother. Throughout our childhoods, she had been very involved in our lives, PTO, room mother, scouting troops, our church. But when we moved to Orange, we were too old for that kind of involvement and most of those activities. So it was finally her time to find her people and her place. She started at Holy Infant and was soon involved in the Women's Guild, the parish council. She was a member of FISH, delivering food to New Haven families in need, and she helped start and support the Holy Infant preschool while that was open. She also ran an annual Christmas party with Holy Infant confirmation class children and the young children that attended St. Peter's in New Haven. Several years ago, Mr. Zioli appointed my mom to the town's library commission. She's very committed to keeping the library a warm and welcoming place with many opportunities to educate and entertain all of Orange. The Friends of the Orange Library Group is really where she spends most of her time helping out these days. This group is the perfect complement to her role on the commission. The Friends fundraise all year long for programming and purchasing at the library, and my mother helps on very many levels. She's held every office on the Friends Board and has been actively involved in planting countless music and art and author programs at the library. Sorry, this is a little joke, but the volunteer role she relishes the most is probably less well known. She often serves as a go-between for her fellow pool users by having been tasked to bring the complaints to the pool, about the pool, directly to the pool supervisor, me. I have fired her several times from this position, but they keep rehiring her. That's the way she is, though. She listens to people, she cares about them, and she always tries to help if she can. She's been incredibly helpful with the Orange Food to Kids. She might feel like she has to since it's my nonprofit that I started, but her relationships with so many town people and organizations have been instrumental in getting the word out and inspiring your donations. I'm very thankful for that connection, and when people ask me why I started F2K a few years ago, the answer is very simple. It's the way my mom raised us. Help if you can, in whatever way you can. I'm very happy that she's being honored for all the good things she has brought to Orange, and I'm very happy that she has her people and her place here in Orange.
Obviously, I never heard her speech before tonight, which I think I might have changed a few things. A living treasure of Orange. I decided I really liked that title, and I'm going to try to find out ways to use it, especially at home after tonight. First, I'd like to thank the ladies who nominated me for this honor. When I called the ladies individually, one of them said to me, "You know, you have to make a speech." And I said, "Yes, I knew that." And she said, "I just have one word of advice to you. Don't make it too long." So hopefully this won't be too long. Once word got out, though, that I was one of the nominees, people, when I would meet someone, a friend, they would say, "Have you written your speech yet?" And that happened many times, and it sort of got to me, like, you know, there's a lot of pressure on the speech that I'm doing. So when Jim and I moved to Orange 41 years ago, which I can't remember, it was that, or imagine it was that long ago, we had been married for 19 years and had moved 11 times during that 19 years. And so when I moved into our house in Orange, I said, "I'm never leaving this house again." And so far, I've been able to keep that promise. So far, I've stuck to that statement. I knew that I had to find a way to make friends, and it wouldn't be as easy as in the military, where everyone was moving all the time, and we were with a small group within the military. So one of the first things we did was join Holy Infant. And I made friends there, and I joined the Women's Guild there. And so that was the start of activities for me in Orange. Many of you may remember Pat Wright, and she was a member of Holy Infant also, and a really good friend of mine. And so she introduced me to Nancy Nyan and Sam Brown, another name from the past that I know a lot of you remember. And they were very involved in the Friends of the Library. And so that's how I became a member of the Friends and got more involved in Orange. That in turn led me to an appointment to the Library Commission and more activities in Orange. All these reminders that I had to make a speech started me reminiscing, and which I think is a problem or an activity of my age group, also reminiscing of things in the past. So I'd like to mention a few things that happened through these activities that were kind of fun and unusual too. At Holy Infant, and my daughter mentioned this, after running the Christmas party for children, inner city children, we decided to have a summer. We would bring the children into Orange for a summer picnic. And so I thought of all kinds of games for them to play and bought craft activity, supplies for craft activities, and planned everything. And the children came and they had lunch, and then as soon as lunch was over, all they wanted to do was roll down the grassy hills behind the school on the hill. And it looked like so much fun at that time. I was younger, a lot younger. I did it too, and it was fun. Another memorable event that quickly came to my mind happened one year when we were sorting books at George Whitney's garage. That was before we had the new library. And so we would collect books there and then bring them out of the garage and sort them. And that was, as I said, before we had the good basement that we have now. We opened a box of books, and there were many, many books in it, but also among the books was a gun, a real gun. and that kind of stopped sorting for the day. And one of our very brave members said she would take it to the police department, which she did, and they actually found the owner of it. We also had days when we were sorting there where we'd get all these boxes and boxes out of the garage because we couldn't do it in there. There wasn't enough room, and it would start to rain. And then we'd have to rush everything back in the garage because books can't get wet, and that became a problem for us. On another occasion at George's, a woman came and she wanted to buy books early. She couldn't wait for the sale. We always had the sale at the Orange Country Fair. She couldn't wait for the sale because she needed them for her job. She was an interior designer. And she didn't care what the books were like or what kind of books they were. They just had to have red covers to go with her color scheme for the job. So that turned out to be very profitable to us because she bought a lot of books, and it was an easy sale for us. And then I'll tell you one other story about the book sorting. Just last year, we were sorting, and we came up on a box that had an Amity School yearbook, a college yearbook, and then a whole collection of wedding pictures. And so, of course, we looked through them to see if we knew who the people were, and we didn't know anyone until we came to one picture of the bride and her parents, and I knew them. And incidentally, her mother had been a former president of the Friends. So we called her, and she was thrilled that, you know, we had found this box because she didn't want it donated. Her daughter was supposed to take it home with her. And so that saved the day. And it was a success for the Friends. And lastly, I'd like to say that my daughter, who introduced me, got me involved in my latest activity. And I think she told you about that she organized the Food to Kids program and runs it in Orange. And I couldn't say no to her. I deliver a trunk full of food once a week from Holy Infant Church to High Plains. I know this is cliche to say, but when you volunteer your time and energy and talents, the recipients aren't the only ones who gain from it. You definitely do. And so I highly recommend it to everybody. Volunteer. And Nancy, I hope that wasn't too long. Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen. Thank you. That was wonderful. Let's see where we are. Oh, I would like to invite Representative Kathy Kennedy come up to present the citations from the legislation. How would you say that? Legislators, legislation? I don't know, people in Hartford? See, this is the banter to give her time to walk up front, you see. Is this yours?
I'm sure you know. Good evening, everyone. It's really wonderful to be here. Huge congratulations to Betty, Rolly, and Maureen. I so enjoyed hearing your stories. Many may not realize this or even know this, but I actually grew up in Orange. I moved here with my family here in 1969. So hearing all of your stories was like bittersweet of some sort. So it's just wonderful to hear. I can't thank you each enough for all that you do for this beautiful town that I am so proud to have grown up in, and now I'm so very fortunate to represent. I want to extend regrets from Mary Wielander, State Representative Mary Wielander. She had to get to Derby for Derby High School's graduation, which was postponed from last night. Representative Charles Ferraro is teaching a class. One of his students is getting their black belt. And Senator Maroney is traveling with his son looking at colleges. So I have 3 awards, from the Connecticut General Assembly. I'm going to just read them once because they pretty much say similar, I think, don't they? They do. So this is an official citation from the General Assembly introduced by myself, Representative Kathy Kennedy, Representative Charles Ferraro, Representative Mary Wielander, and Senator James Maroney. Be it hereby known to all that the Connecticut General Assembly hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to Betty, Rolly, and Maureen in recognition of being selected as one of this year's Living Treasure for your valuable contributions you have made to the town of Orange. Through your active participation in organizations, you have brought energy, community spirit, and have inspired so many. You are a role model of what an active and a community-oriented citizen can mean to the town of Orange. I wish you the sincerest congratulations. The entire membership extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued success. Given on this 15th day of June, 2023, so weird to me, it's stated at the state capitol of Hartford, Martin M. Looney, President Pro Temp, Speaker of the House, Matt Ritter, and Secretary of State, Stephanie Thomas. Congratulations to each of you.
Betty, Rolly, and Maureen, if you come up real quick, we'll give you all three, and we'd like to get a group photo of you.
Will you take a picture? I would love to get in there.
All right, thank you. Yeah, that was my fault. I wrote on here, photo of treasurers. So we had to get you up. All right, thank you, Representative Kathy Kennedy. Well, we're rounding it up here. There are many people I would like to thank for all their hard work that made this evening very possible. I'm not going through a long list, but I do want to read off a few names. I would like to thank Lassie's Catering for the wonderful meal. I'd like to thank all our local businesses who donated ads and raffle items. I'd like to thank a few individuals personally, Suzanne Anderson for all her hard work in collecting the raffle prizes. Our wonderful new director, Stacy Johnson. Carol Marini, Denise Stein, Jessica Simone, and Jenny Hudson for all their hard work. And Lynn Platzowitz, wherever she's hiding, for managing the kitchen. All right. So lastly, thanks to all of you for attending. And let's do the raffle. Oh, wait. So Stacy's trying to tell me that whoever's birthday is closest to today at your table, you get to bring home the basil. So I hope you like basil, Rolly. So whoever's birthday is closest to today gets to bring home the basil. So ladies, can I get some raffle ticket bags and let's get this moving. Oh, we're on dessert. I'm sorry, I think we're getting bumped for dessert. Let me hand out some dessert while we collect the raffles.